You're watching BBC World News. The headlines this hour. Hundreds of activists from a Turkish-led Gaza aid flotilla have been given a hero's welcome as they arrived in Istanbul. Let's get some more on that story. Turkish planes carried hundreds of activists from the Gaza-bound aid flotilla as they'd been intercepted, of course, by Israeli forces. Well, they've now arrived in Istanbul from Israel, and the BBC's Jonathan Head has been at the airport as they came in. I asked him if the sort of emotional accounts that they were giving of the interception would be fueling the sense of outrage in Turkey.
I think it will when these accounts come out. I mean, these were the very first accounts that any of these activists were able to give because they've been confined and kept away from the media while they're in Israel. So a lot of stuff was coming out, impressionistic accounts. Some people were locked in their cabins. Some saw some of the clashes out on the decks. I think when the Turkish journalists start talking, and they're doing that through the morning now, they'll be piecing together an account that is extremely critical of Israel. I mean, obviously, bear in mind, these are activists who are critical of Israel anyway. I mean, that's the whole point of them going to break the siege of Gaza. But they were quite clearly shocked and very, very distressed by what they experienced, and all of them argued very strongly that there was no justification for the levels of violence used by Israeli troops. They completely, all of them, denied the allegations by the Israeli authorities that a lot of violence was used against those troops themselves. And I think those accounts are going to continue. It's going to make this a very bad week for Israel, because now these activists are actually out. We'll be hearing their accounts for a couple of days now.
That's Jonathan Head there. Just want to bring you some breaking news, which is coming from the Anatolia news agency, the semi-official news agency of Turkey, which says that of the 9 people who were killed in that interception, 8 were Turks and 1 was a US national of Turkish origin, all shot dead during the course of the Israelis' operations on the flotilla. 8 Turks, 1 US national of Turkish origin.